All right. It was quite the weekend out in Indianapolis. We didn't get all the top quarterback prospects, but we did get a lot of the good ones still in there. And for me, there were two definite NFL Combine winners at the quarterback position. The first is our guy who we thought could potentially be a winner going into the weekend. Hoov and I, we were kind of at a stance with our other co-host, not here tonight, Eric. But it was J.J. McCarthy weighing in at 219 pounds. That's 17 pounds heavier than what he was listed at Michigan this past year. There are rumors going around. This guy's a little lanky, kind of looking like Bryce Young out there. Panic alarms were going off. It looks like he sealed the deal on the scales. He's been in the gym working. Good for J.J. McCarthy. And then Scott, your guy, Michael Penix Jr., also a winner on the list. I was dead wrong. I got a little bit of cake on my face because I figured older prospect going in there with some injury history, he could, be a faller. He was not at all. Not so fast, my friends, kind of like Lou Holtz would say. Michael Penix Jr., man, comes out, and when he was slinging the ball, is there anything that looks better than a Michael Penix spiral, dude? He was absolutely shredding it compared to everyone out there, Scott.
Oh, yeah, man, I got to watch that all year. I mean, one thing I'm going to miss so much is the back shoulder throw from Penix to Roma Odunze.
Yeah.
It just Odunze really didn't have to have the type of separation you normally would have to be considered open to be open because of Penix. So yeah, I was obviously very happy to see him have an excellent combine. I'm super intrigued to see where and how high he goes. We'll see.
Yeah, and Hoov, even more importantly, for Michael Penix Jr., according to Jordan Schultz, he had, quote, great interviews and clear medicals. Does this put Penix back in that first round conversation? Because I feel like he was kind of sliding into a day 2 pick. But now, could he be back in that day 1? Will he be in Hoov's mock draft 3.0 coming out here in the next couple weeks?
I think that he has an opportunity to make it up, but it's more the fact that we'll talk about it later. There's at least 45 prospects that could go in the first round. So, am I going to take a shot on Michael Penix? Does he deserve to be in that category? Absolutely. But will he? I guess we're going to have to find out on 3.0 once you guys check it out when we get there.
Okay. What about J.J. McCarthy, Hoov? Does he move up into the top 10 here, weighing in like he did? Didn't look perfect in the throwing. There were some incompletions, but it's combine throwing. You can't really put too much into the overall result of the pass.
We can categorize him as a winner because in the eyes of the people, everyone's now realizing how good J.J. McCarthy is. But you look back on our December 26th episode, we just posted on an X highlight where I was talking about, I think J.J. McCarthy's in this category with the big boys. They should be up there in the top 3, top 4 category. So now that everyone's starting to get on board with J.J. McCarthy, we'll categorize him as a winner. But overall this weekend, he didn't show me anything that he didn't already show me before. So he's kind of a neutral pick for me. But now knowing the teams that who are what teams are looking for, whether it's Kirk Cousins going to the Falcons at 8, or instead of them going for a quarterback at 8, they're going after Kirk Cousins, or possibly the Raiders. Yeah. Instead of them trading up, they could go after Russell Wilson, or just multiple things. Even we're hearing the Vikings and the Giants are both now really liking J.J. McCarthy. So those are 2 teams that I could see them trading up. But once again, it all comes down to opportunity. And if a team like the Chargers don't want to trade down, or the Cardinals don't want to trade down from grabbing a Marvin Harrison Jr. if he's available, then the Giants might end up just grabbing J.J. McCarthy at 6 just because he's there, and no one could trade up over him.
And Scott, you got to love him coming in at 219 pounds. He's only 21 years old. And I can attest from experience, Scott, dude, I was as skinny as a rail still at 21. And by 23, I was a completely different body type, I felt like.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot. I mean, I used to be very much into athletics. I still try, but it's a little tougher these days. But no, it's not easy to put on that amount of weight, basically all muscle.
Yeah.
In that amount of time. I mean, sometimes the numbers that are given to us by the actual schools themselves aren't necessarily to be trusted. But regardless of that, I mean, boy, put on some weight. And I mean, more power to him, because that was a knock, coming into it. So I mean, he probably used that as fuel, just just like I think Penix losing that national championship game, I think it probably one of the more competitive guys I've ever seen. Probably lit a fire under him to show out at the combine as much as possible.
Absolutely. We got Rachel in the chat saying, IBT fam. What's up, Rachel? Good to see you. Yeah, I think Michael Penix now, he's one of those guys whose ADP in our Dynasty rookie drafts really been fluctuating. So I'm kind of curious to see, can he get that day one draft capital that move him back into a potential first round discussion in Dynasty landscapes? I'm not too sure. I think we'll have to continue to wait and see. But Hoov, a couple weeks ago, you were saying, hey, I would consider JJ McCarthy at the 107 in my Dynasty rookie Superflex formats. And now it's not looking crazy. Now it's looking like he will be back in that first round conversation. We'll see, though, because there was a lot of talent at the wide receiver position on display as well.